Since long before Burnaby was named as such, storytelling was an important part of Indigenous communities, as a way to teach, as a way to entertain, as a way to share cultural imperatives. In fact, storytelling continues to be important for all the communities that gather now on these shared Coast Salish territories. It has been said you cannot hate someone whose story you know. We all take birth, live our lives, die, and along the way try to figure out how to be good people. Stories and storytelling have been our primary tools for doing so. Acknowledging the rich, textured, and layered history of this place, new immigrants gathered, developed a sense of their landscapes, let their narratives flow, and accessing a universal depth, they came away with a sense of community, feeling heard, celebrated, and seen. This is the good and important work of all nations learning to live together on shared territory in a good way.
Hello, my name is Narges Kovahi. I'm originally from Iran. My story started when I read Little Blackfish, written by Samad Behrangi, the Iranian writer and teacher. And I was only 6 years old, and it was the first book that I read by my own self. And my story and journey as a little blackfish started back then. Gradually I realized myself that I am the little blackfish because I have to fight to reach the sea, and I was always teaching my students also to be like that. I arrived in Canada 2006, and this is my story that I adapted from the original story. Once upon a time, there was a small pond in the feet of the ancient mountains, and it was full of fish. Lots of fish were wriggling in it. There was no more room for others. Lots of people, as fish, they were fighting together, and that caused that the fattest, dumbest, laziest fish take over the rule of the pond and start saying his crazy and foolish commands. And he had his own school of freaky fish that were governing the pond. And our little blackfish, she was an art teacher in that small pond, and she had to teach children about art and drama and literature. And the laziest, fattest, and dumbest fish was commanding everyone, I will tell you what to read, what to watch, what to eat, what to drink, what to wear on, and anything about your life he was controlling. Ahoy, you ugly women, don't come out of your home without covering your hair, and even your faces, don't come out without men, and lots of like these commands. And she was a teacher, and she was getting angry and angry every day because the life was getting worse and worse. People cannot carry on that much. Oh, I think I did. It's okay. She was the art teacher, and she cannot tell her students what to read, and she cannot tell them what to watch, and that was very frustrating situation for her because she had lots of books and she can share them with them, but she couldn't. Once the situation was getting worse and worse, and she was getting into trouble with authorities, and she come back home, and she told her husband, the little yellow fish, that enough is enough. I cannot carry on anymore. I cannot live in that small pond that everyone is enemy of each other and they always are spies around you, and I cannot live it like that anymore. I just want to go out of this small pond. And he said, wait, what you said? I love you. I will come with you wherever you want. But what you said, we don't know anyone outside. I haven't been outside at all. And she said, it's okay. I have been outside that pond many times. There is some places are more worse and some places are better. But you don't need to panic. I am going outside. If you want, you can come with me. If you don't want, that's okay. You can stay. It's your choice. And he was coming to tell something that he heard that she splashed out of the pond, and he helplessly had no choice and go after her. They found themselves in a river, a little bit bigger than their pond, but still it was mostly like a stream, and not too much differences. But they kept swimming and going ahead, and he was always stick to her because he didn't know where to go and he didn't trust anyone there. And they still continue moving, and he was saying, what do you want to go? Do you want to still continue? It's getting deeper and deeper. The water is getting more than usual. We see different creatures, different places. Do you still want to continue? I'm a little scared. I don't know what to do. But little blackfish, she was calm, and she said, don't worry, I know where I'm going. Just follow me. And they continue into the river, and the river get bigger, deeper, and wider, and it was more speed in the water. They have to manage. It was lots of dangers around. They have to cope with them. But they continue until they reach a very, very deep water, but they bank to a dam. And the little yellow fish was happy. Okay, we find out the end of the river. It's going nowhere. Let's go back to our own little pond where everyone knows us and we know everyone. And she said, I don't know about you. Do you want to go back? You can go back. It's your choice again. But I will stay here. And she dived into the deep water to find some place to rest. And she was gathering small rocks, and he was coming up. What you said about that? Why you want to stay here? We don't know anyone here. Just there's no family, no friends, no one, and no one you can trust on them. And she said, I will stay here until the governor of the dam comes. And he will open the door, and we will pass this dam, and we'll reach the place that I am planning to go there. And he said, okay, that seems what we don't know how long we have to stay. And she said, okay, I'm tired right now, frustrated, don't want to stay to talk to you anymore. Just let's sleep, and tomorrow is another day. And she put her head down on the rug, and she said, he was still complaining, and she said, oh, please shut up, I just need to sleep. And close her eye and start dreaming about the sea. And he closed his eyes and was worried about what's going on tomorrow. They stayed for long, 20 months. And during that time, they sent after her parents that they were alone there, and they joined them. And Four of them, they were living there. They were getting used to that area, but still all in waiting to open the door. And then the governor of the dam came and he opened the door, and the pressure of the water moved them into that big door, and it was lots of pressure, lots of air with water together, and it was completely different experience. They didn't had that experience before. And when they were outside the dam, they were in the air, and little yellowfish just scared and start screaming, oh, there is only air, no water, we're gonna suffocate, we're gonna die here, what you have done? And in the middle of his speech, they just splash into the deepest water ever. Everywhere it was the pressure of the water and air together and keeping them down into that deep water, and they were dizzy and weightlessly moving. When they'll move a little bit away from that pressure, and they came onto themselves, and they saw a very beautiful scene they have ever seen in their life. A school of different color, different shapes, and different languages of the fish. They come and greet them, and it was beautiful scene. They haven't seen that scene before. And she just looked at little yellowfish that his jaws was dropped, and he was just scared, stared at them what he has seen, and she told him, do you still want to go back to that old small pond? And said, no way, am I looking crazy? Here is the best place to live. And yes, the Burnaby, with the most multicultural city and diversity in Lower Mainland, is the best place to live.